any sort of suspicious individual.
Suspicious black kid. What's he's looking? Yo, son. Yo, hey. Reddit, what is going on? Nah, that is it. Only 2 brown guys looking suspicious? Son. So what? Okay, why is everybody else labeled just like... All right, let's go back. We've seen a lot of the side where Reddit is helping people catch bad people. Now, these are victims. Reddit ruined their lives, the innocent victims of internet justice. Let's see what they're talking about.
People, Reddit is simply a website used to kill time, watch funny videos, and post memes.
Holla, third eye open
but
on
for
the
some
pod.
of its
Hey,
more
man,
inquisitive
come on, y'all
users,
know the
the
vibe.
site has long been a rendezvous point for armchair internet investigators. Amateur detectives collaborating together to solve internet mysteries and real-world crimes. And there have actually been some examples of Reddit detectives being successful in this regard.
True, we seen that one.
But unfortunately, their more monumental
Arizona,
screw-ups overshadow these fleeting successes. And the failures are what we're going to be talking about today. From accusing a YouTuber of kidnapping a 15-year-old girl, to harassing a daycare center under suspicion of it being a meth lab, to falsely accusing an Ivy League college student of committing a heinous bombing attack, this is what happens when Reddit gets it wrong.
Hold up, the daycare, couldn't they just walk in there and be like, oh, this is a daycare, it's not a meth lab? They couldn't just do that?
Today's video is sponsored by Bespoke.
Dante was good. Hey, you know, shout out to them. Link in the description over there. Wavy Web Surf. WW Company. Hi, Walter.
Our first Reddit gets it wrong example resulted in a YouTuber getting harassed, law enforcement resources wasted, and the family of a missing girl given false hope. On October 11th of 2009, a YouTuber going by the name Patrick uploaded a video to his YouTube channel called Hi Walter, I Got a New Girlfriend Today. The video begins innocuously enough with Patrick addressing this unknown Walter individual, explaining that he met a girl at the mall today.
Hi, Walter. I was at the mall today, and guess what happened? I met the most wonderful girl.
Interesting.
We went shopping at JCPenney's, and she tried on a lot of clothes. We decided to go and take a look at some of the jewelry at K Jewelers, and she picked out this most awesome necklace, the most amazing necklace I've ever seen. And then we got kind of tired of the mall, and I brought her back to my place.
Okay.
Weird, but
okay. I ain't never picked up a girl at the mall in my life. That's one. Second, I never picked up a girl in the mall and then shot with her for the rest of the day. That's 2. My man rizzed her up. The Risley Bear popped up. You know what I'm saying? Took her around the mall and got her back to the crib. Hold on.
Crazy. That changes around the 30-second mark when the video takes an extremely dark turn.
You said cringe?
I know she hates cameras, Walter, but I'm going to show you her anyways. You ready?
CC was good. We were supposed to do Reddit yesterday. We're going to do Reddit Sunday. I promise. Reddit Sunday. All right, I got y'all.
Why are you doing that?
Chat! What is this?
No!
So yes, Patrick just appeared to show a kidnapped woman in his closet screaming for help. Definitely kinda sus. Despite the shocking nature of this video, it went mostly unnoticed by the YouTube community for years, the implications of its existence unexplored. But that would change in the summer of 2016. Likely due to an alteration in YouTube's algorithm, Hi Walter slowly began to find itself in recommended video sections. Interest in the video grew, and the disturbing footage was being discussed on forums like Reddit and 4chan's Paranormal Board. Some believe that Patrick was actually an at-large serial killer / kidnapper, and he posted this video to fulfill some sadistic pleasure.
Yeah, he did not rizz her up, all right? He definitely, he came near and wasn't bagging groceries, okay?
You know, bragging about his latest victim.
I know she hates cameras, Walter, but I'm going to show you her anyways. You ready?
Why are you doing that?
Yo, he closed closed the door
Whatever the
like
case was with this
he was
video,
about
you
to-
could bet your bottom
Hey.
dollar that Reddit's armchair detectives were already hot on the case, busting out their fedoras and magnifying glasses, examining every detail of the video to try to solve this mystery. Patrick's YouTube channel itself held few clues in regard to the identity of Patrick or the girl in the video. But after scouring through missing persons databases on the internet, Redditors found a possible match for the girl featured. They claimed that she was a missing 15-year-old girl from Antigua, Wisconsin named Kayla Berg. Kayla had gone missing
they come
years
to this
prior in
conclusion?
August of 2009 after being dropped off by a friend in the neighboring town of Wausau, Wisconsin. Online sleuths had made this connection by way of circumstantial evidence presented in the High Walter video itself. The first observation was that the date of Kayla's disappearance and High
August
Walter's
29th?
upload
Oh.
date are curiously close in proximity, with only about 2 months separating the two incidents.
Okay. Okay. Will he wait 2 months to upload the video? I guess. I mean, okay.
Perhaps this video was Patrick's way of bragging about his recent catch. Reddit, accompanied by Imgur, brought some more chilling evidence to the table. When one simply compares side-by-side images of Kayla and the kidnapped girl in the High Walter video,
No way they
the
just
two
did that.
certainly share a resemblance as far as hair color and their face.
Are y'all saying that all white people look alike? Is that what y'all saying? Now, I understand this Black History Month. You can get away with a lot of things, okay, during this month. But Reddit, is that what y'all are saying? Huh? Because I can't look at these two pics until they look anything alike. Wisconsin,
Some were
I'm not
even
surprised.
reporting that the kidnapped girl in
Nutterville
the
is
video
crazy.
was wearing the same clothes that Kayla was when she went missing. Another creepy discovery made by Redditors
start
was
filing
that
your
the
tax
two
precinct, pull it
stores
up.
that Patrick
I gotta file my
mentions
taxes
taking
too.
the girl in his video, J.C. Penney's and K Jewelers,
We went shopping at JCPenney's and take a look at some of the jewelry at K Jewelers.
well, those stores happened to be present in the Wausau, Wisconsin mall, the town in which Kayla Berg went missing. A thread compiling all of this circumstantial evidence was published to Imgur and was widely shared around Reddit's investigative subreddits like Unsolved Mystery. And with this easy-to-reference Imgur guide, the High Walter Kayla Berg theory wound up going viral on the
Are they
greater
trying to find
internet.
this house
And if you were
using
around at the
the
time, it
objects?
really did feel like Reddit and Imgur had uncovered critical evidence that could lead to the arrest of an at-large criminal and the possible rescue of a kidnapped girl. The High Walter video was submitted to the Antigua, Wisconsin Police Department, which then promptly launched an investigation under suspicion of the video possibly being in connection to the disappearance of Kayla Berg.
Okay.
Kayla's family was also shown the video, with her mother reportedly being convinced that the girl in the High Walter video was her daughter.
All right. She's wilding.
After some time, it was discovered by Daily Mail journalists that Patrick was using a pseudonym. His real name was Michael, and he resided in upstate New York. Journalists would uncover his address, and not long after, ambush photos of Michael, aka Patrick, began popping up on the internet. So they had found this would-be perpetrator. It seemed as if the case was moments away from being cracked. Reddit and the rest of the internet was on the edge of their seats, waiting, hoping for some sort of police raid that would lead to the arrest of Patrick and the freeing of Kayla Berg from the apparent basement dungeon that she was being kept in that video. But that raid would never happen because Patrick, he was an innocent man. And the High Walter video was a hoax that had absolutely nothing to do with the disappearance of Kayla Berg. On October 11th of 2016, the Antigua Police Department announced the following. The
This
Antigua
video is
Police
100%
Department has
fake?
been investigating the High Walter It's Patrick, I Have a New Girlfriend video that was on YouTube.com. The Antigua Police, with the help of another enforcement agency, has been able to identify that this video was 100% fake
I wonder how
and was
they
a
determined it
video
was
that was
fake, though.
produced to be placed on YouTube. The Antigua Police Department has identified the video producer / cameraman, actor, and actress in the video. This video has no connection to the disappearance of Kayla Berg. Turns out the High Walter video was nothing more than a horror hoax project, with Patrick being played by Michael and the kidnapped girl being played by an actress named Lucy Cavo. These two individuals, along with producer Devin Wolf, had
Hold up, they had other videos? Oh, y'all are done. That's the thing. A lot of times, bruh, a quick Google search, you know, I know this was 2009, but a couple little searches and you'll find out things aren't what they may appear to be.
Created prior YouTube content under the name 2150 Studios. These individuals had no knowledge of the disappearance of Kayla Berg while producing High Walter and only intended to create online intrigue with their video. Any similarities were coincidental. Reddit and Imgur got whipped up into a frenzy and really screwed up big time here, falsely accusing people of crimes and causing damages in the process. Thanks to the attention granted to the High Walter creators by Reddit, the media became hyper-fixated on these guys, considering them literal pieces of shit for creating something like this. They framed the High Walter creators as these sick and twisted individuals. While indeed,
I mean, if you didn't know, like if there's no like warning, like how would you know? Now, me personally, I don't think a kidnapper would be this dumb, but you know what I'm saying? Some kidnappers, they get a thrill out of this. Y'all seen Don't F With Cats, right? That boy was, well, y'all seen that. We're not going to talk about it.
Disturbing, the content in this video is nothing crazier than what you would find in your run-of-the-mill horror movie. I mean, what are we going to call like John Carpenter a psychopath for creating the Halloween series? I think the High Walter creators had the unfortunate position of being one of the first to have a real popular sort of horror hoax video go viral. Reddit's investigation not only led to false accusations being lobbed at the 2150 Studios actors, but it also led to the family of a missing girl's hopes being gassed up for nothing.
I wonder if they ever
like
found
a lot of people, Kayla Berg's mother was convinced that the girl in the video was her missing daughter.
Completely sickens me that someone would even think of doing something like this.
What do you mean?
Just for fun.
While these online amateur investigators...
All right, see, that's where I'm going to have to stop right there, okay? Because my man was just creating content. Now, is it kind of weird for sure? He should have put a disclaimer, of course. But, like, he wasn't targeting you, ma'am.
Certainly had good intentions. The High Walter case demonstrates the Reddit community's susceptibility to hoaxes and how their coordinated crime-solving efforts and reliability on circumstantial evidence can often lead to false allegations and slanderous claims being levied at innocent people. 2150 Studios would never make content again together, and Kayla Berg is still missing to this day.
That's crazy. Fun time, kids care. Okay.
Our next Reddit gets it wrong example is probably the most lighthearted of today's stories, but that's not saying much considering it resulted in grown men stalking a daycare center and the owner of a small business being harassed. On January 15th of 2015, a Redditor of the Salt Lake City, Utah subreddit would share an image of this odd-looking daycare center located in the city. This Redditor would go on to explain that despite the colorful exterior and signage advertising daycare services, they had not seen a child enter or leave the building once during the 5 years they had lived there. Curiously, other Salt Lake City Redditors took to the thread to explain they were familiar with the place and it also gave them an uncomfortable feeling. I once saw a picture from the 1983 Salt Lake City flood. The picture was of some kids standing across the street from this place. It looked exactly the same then. We live nearby and my kids call it the scary house. In the 10 years I've lived in this neighborhood, I have never seen anyone come in or out of that place. Totally creepy.
But why would you jump to it's a meth
pedophile daycare? It is silent and the small window.
That doesn't make sense though, because how could you call it the creepy pee daycare if you never see no kids go in? That doesn't make sense. Because if it was one of those, you would see kids go in there.
Windows are covered. It's just too brightly colored. It's definitely a creepy place. Users noted that all the windows of the daycare were obfuscated with blinds and the building itself emanated an unusually dark aura. Folks in the thread felt like something was up with this place. Many in the thread suggested that Funtime Kids Care wasn't a daycare at all, and in fact was some sort of money laundering scheme, a government operation, a meth lab, or at worst a child trafficking ring. One Redditor says,
they got a playground?
If it's a government
that might be a
operation,
little
they're doing a
sus if
pretty
you don't see no
poor
kids.
job of flying under the radar. Sounds like the government. And we're all on a list now. Perhaps the obsession with Funtime Kids Care would have died out in the coming days, but an ominous comment left by user Deathship ensured that wasn't going to be the case. I'm going to advise you guys to stop looking into this place. This ominous commenter's post history...
CIA black site? Oh my G, yo, please put the Mission Impossible movies down. Please. There's no son.
Was promptly looked into and only served to embolden those who felt that Funtime Kids Care was a massive cover-up. Check his comment history. Linguist for the Air Force, been stationed at Area 51 and occasionally hangs out in the conspiracy theory subs. Questionably discharged. Redditors were beginning to believe that they had uncovered something big and that this was the powers that be trying to scare them off. But no, these neckbeard detectives wouldn't be deterred. They went all in on trying to blow the lid off this apparent criminal operation. The Funtime Kids Care phone number was spammed in the coming days with calls. Nobody seemed to be getting through, but it became clear the daycare knew they were being looked into as their website was taken down not long after the calls started.
That's crazy.
Some Redditors even claimed to have gone to the site in person and peeked into the windows to investigate the building after hours. One 4chan user provably did this, sharing photos of the inside of the building that they had snapped to the image board. And well, what they found on the inside was honestly unremarkable. It kind of looked like a daycare. Expecting to see something resembling Walter White's underground meth lab or a government numbers station, folks on the thread were slightly disappointed when nothing strange was found inside of the building. And then more bad news for the Reddit started trickling in. Other photos began to surface which showed kids playing at the daycare's playground, proving that children were in fact present at the facility during certain
here
times
and they make
of
up
day.
anything, man.
And with that, the sobering reality that they might have just harassed and spied on a legit daycare center, that started to set in for these Redditors. Dissenting voices that insisted the daycare was legit all along stopped looking like government ops spreading misinformation. They were the voices of reason the entire time. Turns out, when looking at Funtime Kids Care without being introduced to it via this ominous Reddit post, it's really not all that scary. It's just a daycare with weird windows and a wacky paint job. I mean, who are the real creeps here? The folks behind the weird-looking Dayglow-colored child care center? Or is it the guys from 4chan and Reddit that went to a place known for safeguarding children and peeked through the windows and took photos of it? I think the answer is pretty obvious. Reddit's obsession with this daycare actually had negative ramifications for the business, with the Google reviews being filled with trolls leaving bad reviews and defamatory claims regarding the daycare's safety.
They consumed my children?
Additionally, according to
Hold up. When you say they consumed my children, I have a listen. We're just going to continue the video. Never mind.
A report by the Salt Lake City Globe, a supervisor at Salt Lake City's child care licensing department had stated that folks had attempted to break into the Funtime Kids Care building in the time since Reddit's obsession. This attempted break-in forced the owner to purchase additional security equipment such as a camera and deadbolt locks. While things have calmed down in recent years, I would imagine this whole ordeal was quite stressful for the daycare owner. According to public records, Funtime Kids Care has passed inspection and maintains child care licensure to this day. The daycare is completely safe and always has been. The original Reddit thread that hosted the investigation into this business has now been wiped clean. The barren thread, an embarrassing reminder
people just
of
think
yet
about
another
random stuff
of
and get
Reddit's
ideas and take it too far.
destructive
Exactly,
investigations.
We did it, Reddit.
Our final story is without a doubt the biggest online investigative blunder, not just in Reddit history, but in internet history. A truly tragic series of events that resulted in a missing young man being accused of a heinous crime and a grieving family heartbroken and harassed. This story begins in 2013 with Sunil Tripathi, a 22-year-old Indian-American graduate student studying at Rhode Island's Brown University. He was a bright young man with a promising future, but the unexpected happened on March 16th of 2013, when Sunil went missing under mysterious circumstances. The Tripathi family was left distraught by Sunil's disappearance. They had no real insight as to where he might be, why he left, or who could have taken him.
I don't know.
Everything seemed pretty normal before he vanished. Family noted that Sunil did suffer from bouts of depression, but other than that, all was well with him. Sunil's mysterious disappearance made news in the local area, and the family would work closely with law enforcement in the hopes of finding him alive.
Search for a missing Ivy League student who vanished 2 weeks ago. Some new surveillance video may offer some clues and help solve how his mysterious disappearance happened.
This grainy photo may be the only clue to finding missing Brown University student Sunil Tripathi. Police believe this new image
like
from a surveillance camera shows the 22-year-old just moments after leaving his campus apartment. Police say he left behind his wallet and phone.
There's typically two reasons people don't take the normal things they take with them. Is because they're stepping outside to talk to somebody, they're going a half a block away, or they're not coming back.
The family also created a Facebook page dedicated to sourcing clues about his disappearance in the hopes that someone would come forward with information regarding his whereabouts. Fast forward about a month later to April 15th of 2013.
Boston.
At approximately
I knew it! I knew I heard this story before, boy. Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Hey, boy. That's crazy.
53 Eastern, 2 homemade pressure cooker bombs are detonated near the finish line at the Boston Marathon. 3 people are killed by the blast, 264 are injured. It was a cowardly attack, and as soon as the smoke cleared, the FBI began a thorough and meticulous investigation trying to track down the perpetrators. And this is where Reddit comes into play. Frustrated with the seemingly slow pace of the FBI's investigation, Redditors took this matter into their own hands. It was a hunt for suspects taking place on the newly created Find Boston Bombers subreddit. This forum was essentially a hub for amateur crime solvers to come and dump evidence pertaining to the crime and theorize possible
They're about to fumble the
suspects
bag
for the
so
bomb.
bad.
Much of the activity on this page involved Redditors scanning over blurry and grainy images that were taken from the Boston Marathon in an attempt to
Testing detonator, security guard bag, inside job. What is he running from? Does he know something? It's a race, ain't it? What? Where's this guy looking? This is insanity, bruh. This is insanity.
To find a suspect, looking for any sort of suspicious individuals. And
oh, chat, I know y'all seen it. I know y'all seen it.
Suspect, looking for any sort of
Hold up.
Suspicious
no, hey.
Individuals.
Okay. No. We have to.
Find a suspect.
Reddit, you're
looking
done.
For any sort of suspicious individual.
Suspicious black kid. What's he's looking? Yo, son. Yo, hey. Reddit, what is going on? Nah, that is it. Only 2 brown guys looking suspicious? Son. So what? Okay, why is everybody else labeled just like, all right, let's go back. Security guard, not white security guard, just security guard, right?
Marathon in an attempt to find.
Everybody else is just labeled Mayan, new prophets. The racial I don't know the word, whatever the word is, man. The racial justification, all right, for labeling something Mayan, new prophecy. Oh my God.
Find a suspect. Looking for any.
See, this person. Oh.
Sort of suspicious.
Where's this guy looking at? Not suspicious white guy. All right. It says, where's this guy looking at? That's all it says. Only 2 brown guys looking suspicious. Yo, y'all are done. Y'all are done.
Individuals. And generally speaking, for these Redditors, suspicious means anyone wearing a backpack or anyone looking vaguely foreign.
Okay, now do we throw that one in there, all right?
Many possible perpetrators were identified, but no real consensus was made.
Can't they get arrested for temporary
investigation? In all honesty,
investigation?
it was a giant mess. That was until 3 days after the attack. On April 18th at 5:20 p.m. Eastern, the FBI revealed photos of the 2 suspects believed to be responsible for Boston. The FBI was requesting the help of the public in identifying these individuals. Now with an established goal in the FBI...
I mean, now they can get charged for tampering because, like, They asked the public.
FBI publishing confirmed images of the suspects, the Redditors got to work scouring the internet for possible identity matches. And after some searching, the subreddit found one individual they were certain was suspect number 2, the man wearing the white hat. According to Reddit, this person was none other than 22-year-old Sunil Tripathi, the young Indian American who had gone missing a month prior. They thought the evidence was irrefutable. Sunil going missing just a month ago, he must have been plotting the attack during this time, they thought. Hell, after all, he wasn't far away from Boston, geographically speaking, with him being in Rhode Island. And of course, there's the physical similarities, they said. Redditors claimed this was the same guy. To them, it was an open and shut case. So word would spread around the greater internet that suspect number 2 was none other than Sunil Tripathi. The accusation went absolutely viral, so much so that it actually reached Sunil's family.
That's crazy.
They were flabbergasted by the accusation, deeming an act like this being perpetrated by Sunil unthinkable. They adamantly stated that the man in the photos and videos from the marathon was not Sunil and that this was just a massive misunderstanding. But Reddit wasn't having any of it, and users continued to harass the
The chin and nose look nearly identical. Oh my gosh, boy, what?
Family and associate Sunil's name with this horrific crime, even going as far as raiding the Facebook page set up for finding Sunil when he went missing. This page led to people getting contact information of the Tripathi family. Sunil's sister claims she answered close to 58 calls from anonymous detractors, almost all of which were accusing her brother of being responsible for the bombing. She just kept answering out of fear of missing a call from her brother.
True. Yo, you gotta understand what type of situation that's.
But in the minds of Redditors, all of this was justified. After all, their family member was a heinous criminal and they had cracked the case. "We did it, Reddit," the online detectives proclaimed. The only problem is, though, they didn't do anything. In fact, they screwed up massively. A blunder of unprecedented proportions. As on April 19th, thanks to documents found in the bombing
That does not look like him. What are they talking about?
Suspect's getaway vehicle, the FBI was able to correctly identify the suspects as brothers, Tamerlan and Johar Tsarnaev, one of which would be killed by police and the other would be taken into custody after found hiding inside of a boat in a Watertown man's backyard. The true criminals had been found. Sunil had nothing to do with this crime, and
I want to see what Reddit got to say about that.
Defamed by Reddit in the process of them trying to play detective. The family was already dealing with the grief of Sunil going missing, and now his name was thrown in the mud.
His name was linked in the last week to the Boston bombings without any reason whatsoever. He had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it was incredibly painful for our family. This was coming at a time after 34 days of pain in our family and worry, and we, knew unconvincingly that this was not Sunil, and it was just very difficult to have the events of that night unfold so aggressively with language that was not based on any actual evidence at all.
We as a family received literally hundreds of phone calls, and it was very, as well as watching our Facebook page that we've been helping coordinate our search. Just get plastered with these baseless allegations.
It was a truly unfair hand dealt to the Tripathi family. This story becomes even more tragic days later on April 23rd of 2013. Just 4 days after the...
Jesus. Ashley, you asked the question right on time, boy. Listen.
Hunt for the bombers had concluded, a body was discovered in the Seekonk River, a large body of water approximately 2 miles east of Brown University. The body was decomposed and was only identifiable using dental records. Turns out, it was none other than 22-year-old Sunil Tripathi. It was later determined that Sunil died by drowning, an apparent victim of the depressive bouts that his family alluded to when Sunil went missing. It was closure for the Tripathi family, but not the outcome they had hoped for. Redditors had accused Sunil of the most heinous of crimes when he wasn't even likely alive at the time of the attack.
True.
Reddit administrators, realizing the harm they had caused, banned the subreddit responsible for spreading.
No. They can't get away. We need, listen. Nah, I'm not going to say that because Reddit is out there, and Reddit, I don't want no smoke, big fella.
The accusation, and Reddit would issue a statement emphasizing the dangers of online witch hunts and apologizing to the Tripathi family. As the years have passed, the Tripathi family learned to cope with what had happened to them. They keep Sunil close in their hearts and his memory strong. This terrible situation will likely remain as the ultimate example.
I don't know if you could sue Reddit, but like maybe you can. I don't know.
Cautionary tale warning those who want to get involved in these sort of online collaborative investigations. Tens of thousands of individuals with zero knowledge of journalistic ethics or how to diligently research and report information, role-playing as FBI agents.
See, this is why you have to be wary, not even of Reddit users, of YouTubers, all social personalities that aren't like certified in whatever they do, right? That's not saying because you're not certified, your information cannot be valid, okay? But just because they have an opinion does not make them now valid, okay? A lot of people
generally speaking, it doesn't end well. I really hope this remains the last immense fuck up Redditors make, but this sort of collective vigilantism seems to be part of the DNA of the site. Hell, I'd say it's inherent to the greater internet as well. I reckon we'll just have to wait and see who screws up next. But that, my friends,
Kobe was good.
were the times Reddit got it wrong.
Facts.
If you like this video,
yo, listen, boy, I don't badmouth Reddit and 4chan because I seen the damage that could be done if you do. So I'm not here to say anything bad about those two platforms, okay? But what I will say is there are some people out here who got nothing better to do with their time. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's some investigations you could do around your own city. Go do those. Internet, like, you don't know what's going on over there. People looking at Mad L Pixels. All of these people probably working off that old Nokia that has Snake on it. Y'all know exactly what phone I'm talking about. The brick. The one that's probably creating fossil fuels under the ground now, all right? That thing is indestructible. But, yeah, like, now if they had, like, HD quality and they're like, yo, nope, this is this person, that'd be cool, but these are grainy images. And not only that, y'all was labeling all the black and brown people. I have a problem with that. But anyway, I digress. Okay, I digress.